Hello everyone, welcome back to Joe's allotment channel, and thank you for Di behind the camera. It's week 4 of April now, so I've got some seeds to sow and can give you a bit of an update. And I've done some planting in the garden as well. We do plant a little bit in the garden, mainly salad stuff, because sometimes we forget to bring stuff home from the allotment, so it's always handy to have a bit in the garden as well. I put the peppers into the greenhouse about a week ago. They seem to be doing okay. It's not been that cold, so they're coming on quite well. Peas are ready to go out. Carrots in 2 pots have germinated now, so they're doing quite well. And I've actually repotted all the aubergines as well. They're in the greenhouse now as well, so they're out of the conservatory now. Some of the seeds are coming on quite well. I actually left some tomatoes in the pots when I finished pricking them out, and I've left them in the greenhouse just to see how they go, see if it's warm enough for them, and they seem to be growing okay. So I don't think it'll be much longer before I can start maybe putting the tomatoes out if the weather holds up for the next week or so. Red cabbages have germinated, they're doing okay. And we've got some mustards coming on quite well, and I'm going to plant some more today because I like to have a nice succession of those. Broccoli is coming on quite well. Beetroots have germinated in the module. And I've got some more cauliflowers. We planted some out down the allotment already, but we'll have some more to follow on from those. I've got another crop of Brussels as well to follow on from the ones we've got growing here already, which haven't gone out yet, but they'll be ready to go out in a few weeks' time. Coriander's coming up. That takes ages. The coriander and the parsley take a long time to germinate, but they're starting to come through already. So that's taken a good 2 weeks, 3 weeks nearly. Endive, the next batch of endive, we've already planted some out down the allotment. This will be the next successional crop, and got some kohl-rabi, 6 kohl-rabi there, and I'll be planting some more today. So that'll follow on from that, and the lettuces in here are doing quite well. So hopefully they'll be cleared out of here before we put the tomatoes and peppers into the greenhouse to grow on. So as I said, we've got a couple of beds in the greenhouse, in the garden, sorry, one here and one over there, and I've planted some purslane out this morning, and some little gems, and some radishes for modules. So these will grow on here now, and we've got a bit of space here to plant some more salad crops for use at home really. Got another bed over here as well, which we've used to decompose all the leaves we collected from a big sycamore tree at the back of the garden. So these are going to be bagged up, and I'll use these as a mulch down the allotment for the tomatoes, outdoor tomatoes later on, and I'll use this bed as well for planting at some stage. I'm going to put some seeds in the modules. So the first one is purple spring onions. One jumped out then. So I'll do 3 modules of that. Some kohl-rabi. Oh, too many there. So this is a delicacy purple variety. I'll put just a couple in. I'll prick it out to one later. Don't need too many of those really. So just cover them lightly. These are the mustard, red giants. So you can pick them when they're baby leaves, or if you let them get a bit larger, the taste gets a lot more fiery. But they're great in salads. Purple spring onions, and just cover those over. These take quite a while to germinate. They can take up to sort of 21 days to germinate. These they take quite a while, but they're sort of cropping every 20 weeks. So what I do is I keep planting them successionally every few weeks to get a continuous crop. And I've got the kohl-rabi, that takes about 10 days to germinate. The you only need a few each. I'm the only one who eats them in the house, so you don't need too many. And they give a nice nutty flavour actually. If you grate them in salads, it's a nice nutty flavour. I'll give a nice firm down. I've already pre-watered these. There's water dripping out the bottom as I'm firming them up actually, so these will be left in the greenhouse to germinate. That's those done. They can go up here. So this is what I'm going to plant. Three varieties of kale in here. They take about 7 to 12 days to germinate, and then I'll sort of prick them out, grow them on, and plant them out later on. We've got a black magic variety, a red Russian variety, and just a curly kale variety. We love kale because we dehydrate it a lot and we can use it in lots of recipes. It's a nutrition. It's such a great thing to grow, full of lots of phytonutrients and minerals and vitamins, so it's a wonderful crop to grow. So I'll put them into these 9 modules here. We'll cover all these, give them a good firming down. So the curly kale grows the highest out of all these. The red Russian's nice, it's got a nice sort of purple tinge to it as well. And the black magic is a bit more of a peppery flavour. They're all brilliant though. We just love kale, so give these a good firming down as well. These will take about 7 to 12 days to germinate, and you should be able to crop them in about 25 to 30 weeks before we can start cropping them. And if not many germinate, I will plant some more, because we like to grow a good crop of these, especially for dehydrating. So they're done. So I'm going to start off the sweet corn today. They can go into the propagator to get them going. So what I'll do is I'll put 2 into each pot, get them about 1 inch deep. So these will be planted out probably end of May, and they go in blocks because they like to they're wind pollinated, so if you put them in blocks it's much easier. And this variety I think grows to about 8 foot tall apparently, and produces a good yield of maybe 8 to 10 cobs per plant, which is really good. And I think the cobs are about sort of 8 to 10 inches long, so a lovely sweet corn variety. It's called Incredible F1. Give these a good cover over. So these are about 18 here I think. So what I'll do is I'll plant some more directly into a bed as well later on, so we'll get two crops hopefully, and that won't be till sort of sometime in maybe towards the end of May I think, depending on the weather conditions. These are all being pre-watered as well. Just give these a good firm down. Never tried growing these before, but we're going to try chickpeas this year for the first time. Very high in protein, excellent bean. So they go about 1/2 inch deep. So what we do is we plant these 2 in a pot I think. 2 in a pot, and you can eat them when the pods are young and green, or you can let them mature let them dry off, and then you can use them as chickpeas as we know them, sort of dried chickpeas. So chickpeas take about 10 to 14 days to germinate. I think they mature in about 90 to 100 days. So we'll see how they go. Never tried them before. These are a variety that have been adapted for the UK, so we'll see how they go. Keep watching to find out how they go in a few months' time. So the next thing I'm going to do is a climbing bean called Blue Lake. Produce a good yield. These will germinate in about 7 to 14 days as well, and they'll be able to pick them from about 13 weeks time. So we can also dry them on the vine, on the bean, and they can be used like haricot beans. They actually look a bit like haricot beans. So what I'll do is I'll put 2 in each pot. And these can go out into the plot later on when they're ready, and then I'll plant some more direct as well. So these gives us a slightly earlier crop, hopefully. So these go about 1 inch deep. Give them a good firming down. And what I'll do is I'll leave these in the greenhouse to germinate. They should be up in sort of 10 to 14 days, hopefully. Maybe a little bit quicker, depending on the weather. So, as I said, the week 4 of April, these are the last things I'm sowing today, and they're a raw French bean called Canadian Wonder. Produce a good yield and a long harvest period. They actually look a bit like kidney beans, so if you dry them, you could probably use them like kidney beans. So these go about 1 inch deep, take about 7 to 14 days to germinate. So I'll push them in quite deeply. Give these a good firming down. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please consider subscribing, leaving us a comment or liking the video. So that's week 4 of April job to do. Take care, happy gardening.